everybody could find a reclining, a bound angle on their mat, and I will demonstrate what that looks like. So your soles of your feet meet, and then you gently roll yourself down on the mat. Just a very gentle hip opener. If you find like this is too much for your hips, you can bring your heels farther away from your groin. If you want more of a hip opener, you bring your heels in. So just take a moment to get comfortable in that position. And if it's comfortable for you to do so, I invite you to gently close your eyes. And then I'm seeing some hands resting on your stomach, which is wonderful. Great way to connect with your breath. And this is a passage from one of my favorite yoga teachers that I've probably read from before, called Roth Meditations on Intention and Being. It is said that the mind screams and the heart whispers. Over time, we have lost touch with the wisdom of the heart in our efforts to manage the demands of our screaming minds. Instead of learning to listen, we have learned to numb and to filter. The sensations that get through our filters and our numbness become supersized. Fear becomes violence, desire becomes gluttony, service to one's community becomes workaholism. More is never enough. Arising out of this state of imbalance is its opposite, a study of the subtle whose end point is the heart's whisper. This study is called yoga, and we make a beginning when we become available to what is happening right now. While sitting, we become available to the felt experience of sitting. While breathing, we become available to the felt experience of breathing. Sitting and breathing as the world wakes up, we become available to the world waking up. So just take a moment staying in your reclining bound angle pose to just connect with your breath. Perhaps reflect on the words I just shared. Just notice your natural breath as you breathing in through your nose, out through your nose. And just feel yourself connecting to your mat. In this moment, feel free to set an intention for your practice today. It can just be to be present. Couple more breaths here. And very gently blink your eyes open. Reach your arms overhead, interlace your fingers. Release the soles of your feet, point through your toes, and give yourself a full body stretch from head to toe. Beautiful. Take your time to make your way onto either side of your body. And then very gently Find yourself in a seated position. And just take a moment, find your sit bones. Find your alignment, your shoulders stacked above your hips. Your head just gently resting above your shoulders. Shoulders are relaxed, away from the ears. Let's begin with 3 breaths together. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead, fingertips to touch. On the exhale breath, gently let it go. 2 more times. Inhale, reach. Exhale, let it go. On our 3rd breath, make this your deepest inhale as you reach. Let's pause at the top of this inhale. Exhale, gently let it go. Beautiful. Now from here, we're still staying in our cross-legged seated position. We're going to start to just warm up our arms and our body. So let's inhale our left arm up, gently reach towards the right side. Exhale, gently release down. Beautiful. Inhale, right arm. Exhale, gently release. Now let's keep doing this at your own pace. Just start to find some movement and a nice stretch on either side of your body. It should feel nice. At your own pace. Start to feel warming up. Finish your round. Come back to center. Gently interlace your fingers and reach forward, flipping your palms towards the screen. Beautiful. Gently bring your palms together and place your interlaced fingers underneath your chin, and then very gently guide it back. A nice stretch here. Gently come back to center. Place those interlaced fingers behind your head and then just gently bring it down. Very nice. Let's come back up. Let's do that again. Interlace our fingers, reach. Bring our palms together underneath our chin. Gently bring it back. Gently come back to center, placing our interlaced hands behind our head, gently guiding our head down. Beautiful. Gently release. And let's meet in table position on hands and knees. So take a moment here to find your alignment. So your shoulders are stacked above your wrists. Your hips are above your knees. We're going to go through cat and cow together. And let's try to align our movement with our breath here. So inhale, push your chest through your arms, bring your gaze up towards the sky. Your belly button is reaching towards the earth here. Exhale, curve your spine, bring your gaze towards your belly button, and this time your belly button is trying to meet your spine. Beautiful. Let's do this together 2 more times. Inhale, reach. Exhale, curve. Inhale, reach. Exhale, curve. Now keep doing this at your own pace. Maybe you want to speed it up, slow it down. What I'm hoping we're doing here is just adding some mobility across our spine, warming it up. Feel free to move your hips from side to side as you're doing this. Finish your round and then come back to neutral table, hands and knees. Now inhale, reach your right arm up. So you see my thumb is up towards the sky, and then my left leg is back. Keep your gaze downwards to protect your neck. Let's inhale here, exhale, extend. Very nice. Inhale, exhale, release. Other side. Inhale, left arm up, right leg straight back. Again, focus on the line of energy here from heel to fingertip. Inhale, exhale, lengthen. Inhale, exhale, release. Come back to neutral table. Coming into our hip opener, we're going to imagine that our knees are the center of the circle and start just rotating those hips. So it's almost as though you're sitting back to child's pose, like you're bringing your seat down and you're like, whoop, I'm going to keep going. And make sure you do both directions. So now I'm going counterclockwise. Come back to neutral table. Inhale, and on your exhale, bring your seat to meet your heels. Come into child's pose. Rest your forehead gently on the mat. Check in with your shoulders. Make sure that they're relaxed away from the ears. And as I always say, this is a very important pose to come to if you feel like you need a break. Please know this pose is available to you at any moment. One more breath here. And let's take an inhale together. And in our exhale, curl our toes, lift our hips, come into downward facing dog. So pedal out your dog here, just alternating one heel down to the mat. And then the other. It should feel like a beautiful stretch along the back of your legs. And then when you're ready, come to stillness. And we're going to start with a few more stretches here. So take your right hand and gently reach for the outside of your left ankle, bringing your gaze underneath your left armpit. Hold here for a breath. Gently release, come back to downward dog. Other side, left hand to right ankle. Again, your gaze is towards your right armpit. Beautiful. Gently release, come back to downward dog. From downward facing dog, let's inhale, come into plank. So option to come to your knees if you'd like, that's always an option. In fact, I'll do that. Exhale, lower. Inhale, gentle back bend up through cobra. Exhale, curl your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. On your inhale breath, look forward, and on the exhale, gently walk your feet to meet your hands, coming into a forward fold. Grab opposite elbows, and find a nice micro bend in your knees. So I don't want lock knees, a nice micro bend in your knees. And then gently swing from side to side. Now when you're ready, gently let go and roll yourself back up to standing. Head coming up last. Beautiful. Now from mountain pose, let's step our feet 2 to 3 feet apart, coming into goddess. So our toes are pointed out towards the short ends of the mat. We're going to start in 5 pointed star. Take an inhale, and on your exhale, gently lower. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale, gently lower. Inhale. Exhale, gently lower and hold. Hold the pose, but not your breath. Breathe here with me. See if you can come a little lower. And you can bring your palms facing outwards or facing towards you. It's wherever you want to send this feminine energy. Continue to breathe here. Holding for 3, 2, 1. Gently release. Bring your toes back to face forward towards the long edge of the mat. Inhale up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, dive forward. Bring your fingertips down to the floor or a block or a book, whatever works for you. And feel free to have a little micro bend in your knees for those of us who have a tendency to hyperextend. Now, gently bring your right palm directly underneath your face on the mat. And then reach up through the left. Finding a beautiful opening here. Keeping your gaze either downwards towards the mat if you have any neck issues, or if you'd like, bring your gaze towards your left fingertips. Beautiful. Gently release. Come back down. This time, bring your left palm directly underneath your face on your mat. And then inhale, reach up through the right. Twist on the other side. Continue to breathe here through this twist. And very gently release. Bring your hands to your hips, micro bend in the knees, and gently come back up. Beautiful. So we're gonna bring our right toes out. We're setting up for triangle pose. So shorten your stance just a little bit from that forward fold. So your left foot is still pointing forward, your right toes are pointing towards the short edge of the mat. Inhale, arms long, reach. And on your exhale, come into triangle. Now this is a heart opener. So doesn't matter how low you go, it just matters like, can I get my chest to open? Reach up through that top arm. And again, conscious of what works best for you in your neck in this pose. Now we're gonna try a little balancing. So shift your gaze towards that front right foot. And when you're ready, start to come off that back left foot. So you can take your time. We're coming into floating half moon. So we're trying to stack one hip on top of the other. And we can bring our bottom hand down to the mat. And then when we're ready, reach up through that left arm. And just go wherever, is in your practice today. Continue to breathe here. And let's take a deep breath together. Inhale, exhale, gently release back down. You guys look great. Let's come into triangle on the other side. So this time, left toes are pointing out, right toes are pointing forward. Inhale your arms long. Exhale, come into triangle. Finding that beautiful opening here across your chest. Continue to breathe. Very nice. You know what's next. Gently bring your gaze forward towards that front left foot. And when you're ready, and if you'd like, no pressure, just come off of that back right foot, coming into floating half moon. I find that if you bend the supporting leg, it makes it a bit easier. And then when you're ready, reach up through that right arm. Beautiful. One more breath here. Inhale. And on the exhale, gently release. Beautiful. Gently come back to mountain. Come to the top of your mat. We're going to do a sun salutation together before we slow down, just to keep this heat going. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold at the hips. Bring your fingertips down to reach the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold, palms come down. Feet step back into your plank. Again, always an option to come down to your knees if you'd like. Inhale at the top of your plank. Exhale, gently lower. Inhale up through cobra. Exhale, curl your toes, lift your hips. Downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up. On the exhale, step it through to warrior one. So take a moment. I like to check in with my hips here. Are my hips square towards that front edge of the mat? And when you're ready, reach your arms long. Inhale, exhale, sink. Find the bend in the front knee. Perfect. Inhale. Exhale, palms come back down. Right foot steps back to meet the left. You're in your plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up through cobra. Exhale, curl your toes, lift your hips. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step it through warrior one, other side. So again, take a moment. Really focusing on, is my weight equally distributed between both legs? Shoulders relaxed. Feel free to find that 90-degree angle in the front knee. Let's take an inhale. And on our exhale, palms come back down. Left foot steps back to meet the right. You're in your plank. Inhale at the top of your plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up through cobra. Exhale, curl your toes, lift your hips. Downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward, and then walk or jump to the top of your mat in a forward fold. And gently interlace your fingers behind your back, coming into a shoulder stretch here. Feel free to bend those knees as much as you want. Gently let go. Roll yourself up to standing. Head coming up last. All right, beautiful. From here, gently make your way down to your mat. And then gently release long on your mat, bringing your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little back massage. Roll from side to side. Very gently find stillness. Release your arms so they're in a T shape. Inhale, and then exhale, both knees to the right, coming into a twist. Very nice. Stay here for a breath. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, release your knees to the other side. Beautiful. Gently come back, bring your knees to center, come into happy baby. So grab the heels, the soles of your feet rather. Keeping your head relaxed on the mat. And feel free to move to side if that feels good. You can play with this, straightening one leg and then the other if you'd like. Whatever your body is calling for. And when you're ready, gently let go. Find your Shavasana. Release fully onto the mat. And then take a moment here just to get comfortable. Make any adjustments you need to make. You can move around on your mat. And then if it's possible for you, I invite you to find stillness. And just take a moment to notice your breath. I'm going to leave you here for a few moments in silence. Perhaps revisit the intention you set at the beginning of class. And very gently start to bring your mind back to the room. You can keep your eyes gently closed as you move your body, fingers and toes. And at your own pace, make your way onto either side of your body. And then come back to a seated position on your mat. Feel free to keep your eyes closed if that's comfortable. Perhaps take a moment to notice how you're feeling now in this pose compared to how you were feeling at the beginning of class. Perhaps you're feeling more relaxed. Let's close our practice with one breath together. Inhale, reach your arms overhead, fingertips to touch. Exhale, let it go. Namaste. Thank you for letting me be your guide today. It was my pleasure. Questions, comments, suggestions, I'm open to it. Just let me know.